Hi everyone! So, I know that in my last vlog I said that I was going to try to make sure that the next vlog would come out quicker than the first one, but I ended up actually taking longer to make this vlog. I don't have a good reason for that, but I will say that I promise you the third vlog will definitely be late because this weekend I'll be out most of the time hanging out with my CRCC intern friends because some of them are actually leaving this weekend as opposed to next month, which is what I'm doing. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the vlog. I kind of tried doing some new things with it, and I hope so. I hope they're, I guess, decent. So the second week was very eye-opening for me. I've noticed a lot of different things between China and America, and just out of the top of my head, some of them are like, honestly, like I've been really grossed out by Beijing. I mean, I love Beijing, but there are some things that are really gross. And one of them is that every time I go to the subway and people sneeze, they like, elbows are not a thing in Beijing. People just sneeze on their hands, and then I see them like hold someone else's hand right after doing that. And I swear, like after seeing about maybe like three people sneeze within like a minute, and just like them all covering their dirty mouths with their hands and contaminating themselves, I've just been really scared to like shake Beijingers' hands, I guess. Another thing that I've noticed on the subway is that people get really shovey and like people try their best to just like get anywhere. And I guess it makes sense with the kind of traffic that you have in Beijing. But honestly, like I asked my coworker how to say like "you're rude" or like "get back behind me" because like I just got so angry with some of these people who like try to cut in line because I never cut in line. Like I try really hard to not cut in line, but people here in Beijing they like live, breathe, eat, and like cut in line. I don't know. It enrages me so much. So I've realized that in order to be able to successfully live in Beijing, I have to learn to be more aggressive about telling people to GTFO or you know um, establishing my dominance and place in line, I guess, which I've actually been pretty good at doing. I'm really scared that when I get back to the States, I'm gonna be like a huge like jerk, and everyone's just gonna be like, "Whoa, Nini, like chill out." And I'm like, "No, no, like this is my spot in line. Get out of the way." Um, oh yeah, another really funny thing that I've noticed in Beijing is the cat calling is significantly different from the one in America. Like I'd whistle for you right now and just show you like how people are like whistling and they're like, "Hey, mama," or whatever the hell that people say when they cat call in America. But the cat calling in Beijing is funnily like very like polite in a way. It goes like hello, and then right after that, like if they're feeling really ballsy, they'll be like nice to meet you. And I guess they think they're like so slick and whatnot, but honestly, they're just like literally greeting you in like a really gross voice. Yeah, I found out when I was just like walking with some of my friends. Usually, like if you're like just aged, look like you're Chinese, I'm pretty sure you don't get catcalled. But if you look like a foreigner, the crazy cool guys will be like, "Oh, like I'm gonna be cool and compliment this foreigner girl." Another thing that I noticed between like people in Beijing's mannerisms and their speech is that it's really not common to say hello or goodbye. Um, like every time I go to work, um, I my I reflexively or like habitually just like hello or like good morning or like ni hao, and then everyone's just like huh, and then I realized, oh right, like that's not a thing in Beijing. But actually sometimes my coworkers do humor me and they're like hey. Another thing is that bless you isn't a thing, which I totally understand why it's not really a thing. I'm pretty sure it had religious roots. But another thing that surprised me is that you don't say "I hope you feel better" or like "get well soon." And I found this out when one of my coworkers was feeling sick, and I was like, "Oh, like I hope you feel better soon." And she just kind of gave me like a blank stare, and I was like, never mind, never mind. Don't feel better, I guess." Or in my head, I was just like wondering, like, huh, like did I misstep? Did I do something wrong? And then my supervisor was like, hey, she said, I hope you feel better. And then the sick coworker was like, yeah, I know, but like, I don't know, I've never heard that. And like, and Curious Nini was like, oh, how do you say this in Chinese? And then she just paused for a moment. She's like, you don't say that in Chinese. So I was like, oh, okay. Another great, like, this second week, I got it a lot more than last week. Hence why it's in my vlog, I guess. But mm, racism is, I think, yeah, definitely like people, I don't know if it's like all in Asia, but definitely in Beijing, like people are a lot more racist. And just with the work that I've been doing at my workplace, people are like very so. Oh, so the work that I'm currently doing, or the work that my company is doing, is that they're trying to recruit English native speakers to teach English in Chinese cities and whatnot. And these Chinese schools have very specific types of people they want to be in their school. Some of which are like, they don't want like African Americans, Indians, uh, and then people from like, the Middle East and so on. And they hate British people's voices for some reason, which I thought was really funny. I mean, that sucks, but I don't know, preferences, man. Another thing that so this is the thing that I've been noticing my second week, and it's that they make it playful. They make it sound playful and nice. So like I just can't get too mad. But like really, I feel like deep down it's like racist. And essentially every time I go to a vendor and I'm like, hey, like can I buy some of your janbing? And then they like notice my Chinese sucks butt, and then I have to like tell them like, hey, like 我是 like 美国人, like I'm American, and they're like, what? 你不看 like 美国人 or something like that. Like I don't 你不看 basically they're like, you don't look American. You must be Chinese. You have to be Chinese. They're like 你是中国人. And I'm like, no, I'm American. And they're like, no, you're Chinese. Ha ha ha. And then I just like awkwardly laugh because I don't want to be like, no, I'm American. Like, can I get my food? So yeah, I just awkwardly laugh and I'm like, haha, yeah, like, yeah, I'm Chinese. Thanks for the food. And I just thought it was because like I'm Asian, so they're like, no, you're Chinese, you're not American. But then like my Italian friend, out of the blue, she and I were just like in this elevator, and this like random Chinese like we didn't even know her. She just like came up to my Chinese friend and she's like, you're Chinese, you're Chinese, and I'm like, what the hell, like, and honestly, like, it happens to me so often where people are like, haha, no, like you're Chinese, and I'm like, no, like, well, 越南人, or like 美国人, whatever. Yeah, 越南人 is Vietnamese, but technically I'm supposed to say I'm 美国人 because I was born in America. But anyways, tangent over. The reason why I just felt like that was racist, or like innately racist, like I don't think I don't think people consciously are like trying to be racist. I just think that it's so ingrained that like I don't know, like Chinese, you have to be Chinese. Like you like being Chinese is like the center of everything. Like you have to be Chinese. Like Chinese is amazing, the best. Like you can't be anything else. Like why would you want to be anything else? But yeah, I don't know. It's like very, very interesting. Um, Another thing was that I found out that 你是我的朋友 is like very common in China, or common to say in China, and what that means is literally like, you are my friend. And so one time I went to go buy some food with another friend, and he was like 你是 or like 你们是我的朋友, and then I was like being quiet, and I was like, whoa, like this guy's like really friendly, man. Like I wouldn't want to say you're my friend to these like random street vendors like I don't even know. Like that seems pretty intimate to say. But then I found out it's actually really common to say. So I've been saying that like nonstop to like a lot of like people I see, and I'm like, you're my friend. And they seem to like it. It seems, I guess they're just like, like, whoa, like, this random girls like being nice to me or something. I don't know. But okay, so I've said a lot of like mostly good and some a little bad about Beijing, but here's like literally like this repulses me so much and it bothers me so much and I just can't handle it. I'm a scrub. I don't know, but I hate the the toilets of the toilets in Beijing. I can't remember like the name we have for it. It's like squat a pot or something. I don't know, pot. It's a you have to squat and then you pee or poop in a hole basically. And I know like a lot of other countries have that where they don't use like those toilets and they use like the hole in the ground and you do your stuff in your business in there. But it's just like absolutely disgusting for me to use it. And I try so hard. I really try so hard at the times I need to go to the bathroom to like I use the bathroom when I'm at home because it's an actual toilet and I just hold everything in until I go back home, which is basically me using the bathroom at 7ish and then coming back at like 7 p.m. to use the toilet. So it doesn't work all the time and it's really depressing because I try to stay hydrated, so it's really impossible to do. But it is like the reason why I'm just so disgusted by that, and there's so many reasons, is because one, it you like literally like you're squatting to your toilet where everyone else like does their business and it's like actually very smelly. Like I feel like even if you went to like a high class like hole in the ground like kind of like establishment, it's still gonna smell like people do their business there. And another thing, and I don't know, like it made me really bitter about boys because they don't have this problem probably. But literally, like every time I go to the bathroom, sometimes there's like a puddle or like just like wet spots like on the ground, and like what is wrong with you? Like how did you like miss the stupid hole that you like squat to do your business in? Like how is it possible that you could miss it? And it's so gross because I realize as I am about to like squat that I'm like stepping in someone else's like missed pee or something. It just grosses me out so much. And most of the time, when you go to those places, they don't have toilet paper. So it's so frustrating because, like, one of the things that I've learned in Beijing is that toilet paper is precious. Same thing with water, but toilet paper is really precious. So, like, I always bring, like, toilet paper with me because it would just, like, ruin my day if I don't know, if I didn't have anything to use. Um, so yeah, that's one thing. Like, I just can't stand the toilets there because it's just so gross. And also like, this might be too much information, but like I'm pretty sure like I don't know how. So I had a talk with my girlfriends about this, and I was like, so how do you use the toilets? And, like because and I'm pretty sure I'm doing this wrong, but I just feel the most comfortable this way. I just take like all my pants and everything off, and then I got made fun of, and everyone laughed at me because apparently you're supposed to like pull them down to your knees or your ankles. I don't know. And I can't imagine that. I just can't do it. I have to pull. I have to take it all off, otherwise I feel really uncomfortable. You know, squatting, whatnot. And so yeah, that's like another inconvenience that I've caused for myself, for the squat and potty thing has caused for me. But yeah, I'll get through with it, I guess. Um, another crazy. Oh my gosh. Another crazy thing is that there's real. Ugh, I said it wrong. There's real currency, obviously, but there's also a lot of fake currency in Beijing. Prior to starting work, CRCC Asia, which is the company that hooks everyone up with internships, they warned us all about fake currency, and they trained us, and like not really. Okay, I take it back. Not trained us, but they showed us what fake currency looks and feels like compared to real currency. And honestly, it's really hard to discern the difference between them. Um, yeah, like incredibly hard. So good job, counterfeiters. You did a good job, but I guess not actually though, because like every time you like go to a store, they just like hold up the your money every time you give it to them, especially if it's like a huge like amount of money, and they just like check it to the light, and they just make sure that like you're not scamming them, and they do it really quickly. So I guess you just like the counterfeiters beat the foreigners. I don't know, but my crazy story is that this girl in my internship group, she went to an ATM, she withdrew money, and just, I don't know, luck was not on her side because she like withdrew like fake money apparently because she like used those 100 kwai bills and it's like, hey, like I'm gonna go buy something, and then everyone just like, no, this is fake. And I was like, oh my god, like even the ATMs aren't safe anymore, like what the hell. um so I don't know, like with that kind of I know it's like really unlikely that you get fake money in ATMs, but I don't know, whoever like counted the money in the bank really messed up and screwed this poor girl over. um and yeah, like that like really scared me when I found out, so now I'm just like pretending like I know how to like tell the difference between fake money and real money. I'm like, this is real money, but secretly I really don't know. And then speaking of money, bartering is a thing in Beijing or China, really. Like, I would never really be able to do this in America, but I absolutely have to do this in Beijing, or I just like go broke. And screaming and yelling and being super aggressive in the market is like that. And so how I found out that bartering is really truly a big thing in Beijing is that I went to this place called the Pro Market, and it's just imagine like a market like where everyone's bartering the hell out of stuff. And it was so I felt so alive, and like it was so exhilarating, and I was like so excited to like be saving money because basically like the format of it is that you like go up to this item that you want, and like the shop owner aggressively like comes to you and she's like, oh, like do you want this, it's like really good, like it's amazing, like it's like handmade and it's lovely, you should buy it for $1,000 or something like that. Obviously super exaggeration in terms of the money. That's everything else is pretty much the same. But it is, and then you're like, $1,000? Like this is way too expensive. And she's like, what? What are you talking about? Like I'll go broke if I don't sell it to you for 1,000. My family will die and I'll live on the streets like alone. And you're like, no, make it 500. And she's like, no, 700. And you're like, no, 500. And she's like, okay, 550. And then you like walk away and she's like, okay, 450 or something like that. It's really exciting, like mind gaming people. And honestly, like people aren't gonna sell you stuff unless they're making profit. So like everything like that I bought at the Pro Market, people are making profit out of. And at the time that I went to the Pro Market, I was with this big white dude named Trey, and it was really funny because everyone thought we were a couple, and I don't know, I feel like the dynamics were like a lot more different. How they treated me was a lot more different because I had like some white boyfriend or something. I don't know. I think it affected me positively. But a really funny story to me, anyways, was that I wanted to go buy luggage because I brought like 2 small luggages, and then like they're really full, and then I realized that if I need to buy souvenirs I need to buy like a big ass luggage. So I figured, why not buy like a cheap big ass luggage in China as opposed to buying like a more expensive big ass luggage in America. And so I go to the Pro Market, and like I don't want to go buy luggage yet because it would be really big pain in the ass for me to carry this like a big ass luggage like around through the subway. I mean, I have to do it eventually. I just didn't want to do it at that time. And so what I wanted to do is just do a price check. And so I go up to this lady who's selling luggages, and she's like, and I'm like, how much does that luggage cost? And she says, 1,800 kwai, which is divided by 6, and you get $300. And I was like, ew, fuck no, like, what? Like, that's way too expensive. Taiguela. Or like, Taiguela. And then she's like, oh, like, and she's like, no, it's a really good luggage. And she like whips it out and like jumps on it to prove that it's a really good luggage. And then I think people do that a lot, but Trey and I, oh, that's the name of the big white dude who's like my fake boyfriend or whatever, he and I were just laughing because he said like, wait, like why are you stepping on the luggage that she wants, man? Like I just thought that was funny. And basically like I like wanted to lower it down, and um, essentially, like, at the end I was like, okay, like, okay, so you're gonna, I basically realized that, like, she was going to keep it to, she was gonna make it 1800, and then I could like half it by 900, and then like so on and so on, and like make it a lot cheaper. So basically I got like my ballpark. Sorry it took me so long to say that. And so I was like, okay, my work here is done, let's get out, Trey. And so Trey and I are walking away, and this lady like flips out, and she like keeps lowering the price, and I just literally just want to leave. And it basically like she like was aggressively like grabbing me or like yelling at me from afar, and so it went from 1800 to 200, and that's when I like looked back at it, and then I was like, huh, 200, huh, maybe, cause like she's, I literally really didn't want the luggage, but she just kept lowering the price over and over again, and then I was like, nah, 200 is not worth it. And then Trey was like, are you sure? Like, it seems nice. And I'm like, no, it's not worth it. And so, um, I literally, I'm like, okay, like, I'm done. Like, I'm not going to buy anymore. And she's like, 150! In Chinese. She's like, 150! And then I was like, and she's like, if you walk away, I will not sell it to you for anything more. It's 150. Take it or leave it. And this is like a really nice, big luggage that was literally 25. She sold that to me for $25. And so I was I was like, God damn it, like, because I really didn't want to bring that back, but it was such a nice price, I feel, for the size that it was and like all the pockets that it had. So I was like, okay, I'll buy it, and then I bought it. But that really like gave me the chuckles because I wasn't even trying to buy it, but she sold it to me. I bought shoot, I don't remember the name you call it. I got these meditation balls, and you like, they're like therapeutic, and you roll them in your hand and whatnot. I got a kimono because I felt like it. And then I got some gifts. I got one gift for a friend. I can't say what it is because he might read or watch this and be like, oh, like, I know what it is. But I guess he wouldn't have known if I didn't say it was for a friend. But anyways, that's at the Pearl Market. You should totally come to the Pearl Market, even if you don't know Chinese, because they speak English well enough. They speak English well enough, but they will definitely try to take advantage of you if they realize that you don't speak Chinese. I have to say though, I really wanted to practice my Chinese there, but people were just so insistent on speaking English that like, I didn't speak as much Chinese as I could have and should have. I'll probably definitely take. I'll go to there's a Pearl Market, and there's a Silk Market, and then there's another market. But it's Pearl Market's like really cheap, and Silk Market is like the same idea, but it's more expensive. I heard that like you could like buy like fake Yeezys there for like $30. So depending on how fake it looks, I may or may not buy it just for funsies, because like $30 for fake Yeezys, it's pretty good, man. Oh, and so I had mentioned about how like people are like really rude and you have to shove and get it anywhere you want, and then how I'm like growing to become an asshole. Another thing that I've been learning or improving upon is my jaywalking skills, like, because honestly it's like no man's land in like Beijing traffic, like emergency lanes don't exist, red lights kind of don't exist. Like if you can like squeeze by, the car will probably go like during a red light, and like if it's your turn to cross, but the car is like kind of coming towards you, the car will try to go really fast, like before you can like get complete in the car's way. So I've learned to be a lot more aggressive about jaywalking, because as someone has once said, like during this trip, like no hesitation, because seriously, if you like hesitate, like every car is just gonna go past you, and it really sucks. And okay, the food in Beijing is so freaking amazingly cheap. Like this bad boy that I got for like breakfast was literally like 50 cents, if not less, and that filled me up like for like all of my afternoon. I got it like early morning. Another thing I did during this week is that I was like, YOLO, like I'm gonna go try out the night market food. And the night market food is basically like the really like gross, bizarre food that like you can get there. And so I came to the night market because I knew they were selling scorpions, and I was like, I'm gonna try out a scorpion. And here's the video of it.
Oh my god.
So we just finished eating scorpion.
I didn't finish it yet. I'm still chewing it.
It wasn't that bad. No, it tasted fine.
It's like very chewy bacon.
No. Looking back at this video geeks me because I just noticed everyone's grossed out faces.
Holy shit.
Don't even look at it. Don't even look at it. Oh, I can't. Right, you guys. No, actually, no. This one's the smallest one. Meaning you said you're not.
Movie?
No, they're all good. Okay, I have to do it.
Holy shit.
Chicken. Really weird, greasy.
I tried the scorpion, and I don't really know what else I should be trying. I tried the stinky tofu because a lot of people like hate the stinky tofu because it smells stinky. But one day I was like chilling out like with my friends like, and they were ordering some janbing. Anyways, I was like eyeing the stinky tofu this lady was making because I was just so curious about it because it smelled rancid. But she just like read my mind, and she like took a skewer, like poked a stinky tofu and was like, take it. Because I didn't know her before, and we talked a little bit, so I guess that's why she was really nice about it. But I tried it, and it actually tastes really good. It just tastes like tofu. And yeah, the thing was that it made my breath smell like shit right after. But anyways, it's still good. And so if anyone does have any more suggestions for food, please let me know because I probably will try eating them. So yeah, like I'd try eating crickets. Sorry. I would say that I'd be down to try anything except for like crickets, seahorses, and starfish because that would just really gross me out. Ooh. Something else that was like super amazing and like sexy about like Beijing food is that they have like breakfast, jiaozi and baozi. So my friend told me that baozi, which is the word for buns, can also be used for dumplings. I'm not sure, but jiaozi is used for dumplings. But anyways, they have it for breakfast, and it's super amazing and dank and really cheap, and it makes me really happy to eat that stuff for breakfast. And I don't really mind eating that stuff for breakfast, so like super double win for me. Alright, so this is stinky tofu. It's on my next to eat list. It's really good actually. So some non-gross food that I ate was called the banzo ramen. And before I could eat that, I actually had to try making it, and I absolutely sucked. You'll see. So this is me trying to, and excuse my pronunciation because I couldn't find the tones for this dish, but this is me trying to make lanzo ramen, which is basically like pooled noodles. And essentially like what you see in this video is that I'm sucking terribly, and what I really should have been doing is stretching it out a lot more than what I was doing. It's just that at that time I was super scared because everyone kept ripping up their noodles, and I was like, oh, like they're going too fast, maybe I'll be the turtle that wins the race and whatnot. But I'm pretty sure the chef thought I was the scrub. But anyways, it was really cool watching a chef actually like make these noodles in front of us, and then we ate that dish anyways, which is really good. Let's just stop there. I even tried the famous Beijing kaoya, which is Peking duck, and it was really funny thinking about it because basically I went with 5 other people, and just one duck cost 300 kwai. and we're all like super cheap, so we're like, no, we're not gonna buy more duck. So we just like all like shared one duck, which is really sad because like everyone's only got like two. I don't even know if everyone got two, but majority of people got just like two like thin wraps of like really delicious duck, and then this like pancake slices with condiments on it. And I guess my favorite part about that experience, where we just like went like super like cheap for this was supposed like really fancy dish, was when Aaron and I, that was just another person who came. We just like went full like, oh my gosh, we're spending about like almost $10 on this meal. We better like take advantage of everything. So literally after finishing our duck, we just went ham on everything else. Like any leftover pancake stuff, we just ate that. We like we just like got like tons of the condiments that were left over. We just like put that all over the pancake, and we just started eating it. And I'm pretty sure if like any of the employees saw us doing that, they would just be like absolutely disgusted with us just ruining like their culture. Um, no, but yeah, like I got really full from eating that, even though I only got. It was basically because I like went really ham on eating everything else. Also, if you didn't notice already, um, I'm being super lazy right now, and I'm literally not even trying to position my camera. But anyways, here's the next video.
Underwhelming. Cool thing was that they had to wear masks over their mouths, so I appreciated that. But yeah, like the roast duck was pretty small. There wasn't that much meat to go around. So imagine just like 6 people having to share that like small like morsels and what.
But eating that Beijing kai was definitely worth it though, so I could just say like, boom, off my checklist, I did it. Another cool thing that I got to take off my checklist was going to the Great Wall. And so the Great Wall has a lot of sections to it. There's like Badaling, which is the most touristy section. It's the most renovated section, but in my opinion, it's also like the shittiest section because it's just overcrowded. Like there's too many tourists. You're like in queue for like hours. Some on like a really hellish days. So you're not really getting like the Great Wall experience if you go to Badaling. So I faked going to Jinshanling, which is basically it was a more strenuous, like more challenging route to take on the Great Wall, but it was definitely one of the most rewarding because a lot of reviews have said that Jinjialing has like the best views, and it's not like too crazy either. So that's what I did with like a couple of other people. We woke up pretty early, about six-ish, and then we like made sure we got on the bus to get there, which is like a 2-hour ride. And then once we got to that area, we had to like hike up to the Great Wall, and then we had to start climbing the Great Wall. And it was just really insane because you could definitely tell what parts were and weren't renovated, and you just essentially it was just really hard. There's like a lot of like at one like elevation is a key factor too. Like we picked a day where there wasn't that bad of pollution, but I think air pollution's a big thing. And then 2 or 3, it was just holy Jesus, like those stairs. I was literally doing high knees for so many steps. It was really fun though. Erin was like crazy. Again, with someone else who came. She was just like literally like sprinting those steps and just like, yeah, like this is the best day ever. And then everyone else is like dying. We're just like, no, like we're done. And luckily for us, there are a lot of, I call them safe houses, but they're just like watchtowers, and you just like got to chill there and like enjoy like the shade and whatnot to recuperate. Um, but you know, even though it was pretty like grueling and terrible, there's some really cool moments too. Like I at one point I like wanted to like pose like laying down on the wall, and then like so I like laid down sideways on the wall, kind of, if you can imagine that. Like I was like this, and my legs are out, and like this old man was like, no, like he was like, whoa, because he thought I was like gonna commit suicide and like jump off the wall, I guess. But then he like saw me posing for a picture, And then everyone just started laughing. The picture's right here, boom. And again, like it was like really beautiful, like holy Jesus, like it's just you just had to be there. It was definitely worth it. And also like I gotta do some other really cool fun stuff too.
This is literally just a random video of my friends and I just hand driving on the Great Wall of China, dudes.
So I haven't talked about the nightlife yet in Beijing, and honestly, there's still a lot more exploring that I have to do. But overall, nightlife in Beijing's pretty poppin'. Uh, it's really funny too. Like, since I'm in a big group of foreigners. Essentially, a lot of Chinese clubs like love foreigners, so we pretty much get to go in clubs for free and like get free libations and whatnot. But something that funny that really happened was just the whole feel of it was like very interesting. Like at one point there was like a third-year anniversary for this one club, and like there are these waiter looking like people who were like passing out bouquets to like certain tables. But that's not the best part. The best part was how they had these really cute stuffed animals, and I'm pretty sure I couldn't taken one back home, but decided not to because it just felt scummy doing it. Because I'm sure that person would get in trouble. But the stuffed animals were like really cute. But also like, who does that at clubs? Is that a thing? I'm not sure. I don't go to that many American clubs, but either it was like a really amusing and like really fun experience for sure. Um, and just nightlife is awesome because everything's a lot cheaper. There's this place called Mojito Man, and I went exploring for it with Erin, and it was like 20-minute walk, like tops, and we turned into a 3-hour walk because we just didn't know where the hell we were going. And um, when we got there, it was just a really fun experience because we were just both like done with life. And we're like, okay, we deserve this mojito, and we had to spend 15 kwai for it, which is literally like a little bit over two. It's like $2.5, something like that. So it's mind blowing. You got like super like these are really like potent, like really delicious, really big cooked like mojitos. And so I don't know, Mojito Man's Bay now. It's really great. If you ever go to Beijing, you should definitely go to Mojito Man. Definitely. And I've realized that I actually haven't been talking much about my workplace, and there's a lot to say, but essentially, like I'm having a really great time at my workplace. My coworkers are like very kind. Everyone's really welcoming, and I do a lot of work there, a lot of marketing work. And right now, I'm basically helping. Like I said in the previous part of the vlog, my company is involved with recruiting qualified English-speaking natives to teach in China. And basically, right now, I'm like, among other projects that I'm doing, I'm handling like the application processes for some people, and it's just been really cool. Like, there's a lot of stuff to do. I'm never like bored there, but also just like everything about my job is awesome. I've been meaning to really like take a video reel of just like what it looks like for me to like go to work, starting from like when I wake up to like when I leave my door, and then go to the elevator to the bus stop, and so on and so on. But I get sidetracked. But I do have some parts of that, so I hope you guys can.
So I take the bus to go to work as opposed to just taking the subway, which is really convenient. And also I get to see a really cool panda every time I go to work. It's pretty nice because subway's always super crowded. But I think the best thing about going to work too is that I get to walk to this really pretty park, and you can't see all of it, but it's so one night after finishing dinner with my coworkers, I was super lucky enough to see this performance, and something really cool that I found out was that these are actually old ladies who are practicing for like a competition in their like county, province, or whatnot. Here's another example of old ladies dancing. This time I'm actually not quite sure whether or not they're practicing for like a competition or whether or not they're just trying to exercise. But either way, I think this is something really cool that that people actually do in Beijing.
No, they'll turn.
Thanks everyone for watching my vlog. While I was making it, I realized there are a lot of things that I could have done better, but I will keep improving myself because I know I have a lot more opportunities to do that, and I'll do my best to be more cognizant of better ways I can film things for your viewing pleasures. But anyways, have a good night. Thanks for watching again.